Bible was made by eugenicists who do not care about the Spirit of God. They care about reproduction and trade. Jesus never said, read this Bible, and he never wrote a word in it. Moses did not write in the Bible. The last chapter is made by somebody who was in a Greek prison on the island of Patmos by the name of John. These are the facts. This is the truth. No book that is not written by God, that we have been brainwashed to believe was inspired by God, whether it was or not, is above the truth. No book that is not written by Jesus himself or God himself is above scrutiny. Therefore, one must concede that the Bible is not beyond scrutiny. It is not pure truth. And it is full of at least some contradictions for whatever reason, at least in a sense. Illuminati, Illuminati. If the idea makes sense, who cares if the wordplay is sound? Who cares about doing the research? I am about ideas, so I won't look at my notes and talk about chemicals, testosterone, hormones, the hypothalamus, I believe it is, in the brain that regulates these things, the thyroid regulates some hormones, and so on. I'm not going to go into this. But one thing I know for sure is that men is the patron of chemists. Chemistry is what ate the eye. Chemistry and illusion and distraction. Chemistry also gives you clothes. Chemistry gives you your TVs, your iPhones, and so on. So yes, science, especially chemistry, a very fundamental part of science and the scientific method and the scientific process, caused all this disruption and distraction. Certainly certain natural applications of chemistry were needed to keep man alive, but we've gone way too far, and science is going to destroy us. I urge you all to deny them sex, to deny them children. Yes, I rule that abortion is consistent with the sacred morality of God. If you are raped, and if you find out that you are going to have the child of someone who is not willing to die for God, what is the point of bringing in hellspawn in a world that will not give them a fair chance? It is similar to seeing this place as hell. Hell. You shouldn't have sex in the first place. And if you have an abortion, you owe God that much more. You have to carry your cross that much more. You have to fight to the death. And I'm not saying the former fashion. It shouldn't take a genius to figure out what someone like me is referring to. I am not a threat to myself or anyone else. I simply speak the truth and with sound logic. And if mental health, law enforcement, or anyone else seeks to say that I'm mentally ill and I'm a danger that needs to be put in a psych ward, then prove me wrong using logic. And if you cannot, what crime have I committed? What symptoms of mental illness am I displaying? And don't bring a bunch of psychiatrists who can't agree with each other because of their petty political differences and who are on the corporate big pharmaceutical payroll. That doesn't fly. Psychiatry is completely adverse to my religion, and I know there isn't a single government official or anyone in power who respects my right to freedom of religion. And certainly there is nobody who is going to go out of their way to help me secure it. I am alone. No one has the heart to stand with me. Certainly not any attractive woman. And yes, because this is very much about the attractive woman and the geek, and the fact that the fertility rates in America are at an all-time low, or like a 40-year low, and that we're bringing in more Asians and less Hispanics, and this is before Trump. Trump is just helping to refine the methodology and the tactics and the technique. Yes, I see what's going on here. You have limited the idea of intellect to this kind of oppressive institutional racism and corporate-derived bias scale, a lesser form of intelligence. You are screening out those with spiritual intelligence and leadership capability based on wisdom and the coordination and combination of mind, body, and soul. You are using chemicals and altering genetic modification techniques, be it through the baby itself and the reproductive process, or be it through the foods that alter the body's chemistry or the drugs. One way or another, you men-worshipping cowards, you pharmaceutical weaklings and you chemists are the enemies of God. And I urge every attractive woman to not reproduce with them. And I urge every woman to not reproduce with them. Don't reward them for killing our prophets, the wisest and the best. Don't reward them for slaughtering our martial artists, be it the samurais, be it the African martial artists in North and South America, be it the Europeans of old, be it any martial artists or any warriors with a moral code intact. Don't reward these cowards for that. You are better off committing suicide than rewarding them for that. I'm not recommending that, per se. Certainly, I have given you a scale. Under no circumstances are you to reproduce with them or use your pussy power on them. Either God will prevail, which I doubt at this point in this world. That's not his intention from what I gather. Or this place will go completely to hell. Nobody should be a prisoner of hell scum who sees themselves as doing the work of God, even a little bit. You cannot even a little bit do the work of God and serve this satanic system, the corporate elite, their cults, their secret societies, their various enforcement agencies, etc. You can't. So when you look at Africa and you see yourself, if you see yourself in a follower of God, Haru, Ra, okay, the Egyptians who were arguing that pure morality was the way that man should breed, with a martial arts direction, a natural direction to order, then certainly you should not lift a finger to help them. If you see yourself in Set or Apep, Set eventually turned his brute force lust into pure Apepian desire and teamed up with them, then perhaps you should be left behind, on this planet to breed with each other. God doesn't miraculously remove people. They don't just disappear. They disappear because they die in a way that is consistent with sacred morality, consistent with the highest form of light in the martial arts system, not yin-yang, not serving the master, not serving the world, but pure sunlight, be it the white light in the morning or the pure yellow intensity of the sun. These ideas are sound. I don't care what they have to say about the ether and the universe. I don't care about their worldly religions and the cowards that propound and propagate these despicable falsehoods. I don't care about that. I am a man of God. God, not man. Not jealousy, not greed, not race. These are the people that forsake their own race in the name of race. They're hypocrites and we all know it. The Nazi eugenicist who is trying to create the master race like the Lebensborn program or something and disregard the less fortunate white people, if you look at it in terms of being fortunate, being able to survive in this satanic construct, satanic selection, artificial selection, scientific Satanism as a form of selection. I am proud that I do not have what it takes to survive in hell as one of the minions of the devil. I couldn't be more proud. Naturally, I am meant to survive in God's order. I refuse to even put one toenail in the satanic order. I am pure light temple, pure truth, and I've been refining my truths and correcting my mistakes in my videos. My ideas were always sound. I say the key points. I will call them the Ka points, the Ra points, the raw truth. So when we look at, being popped, right, by the police, depopulation, depop, okay? And we look at these various ideas. What we know is that it is over. There's no point for me to make any more videos. You know all my research, all my notes. I have tons and tons of notes, tons and tons of videos, 10,000 plus sources. I've gone on Facebook all day these days, on YouTube. As my money dwindles down, as my life goes down, they have finally got to the last of my, of my portable hard drives and my various storage technology, and they have slowed down every combo I have to the best of my knowledge. And it kept me from reviewing my videos because of it causes me to have migraines, and photophobia acts up just reviewing my videos, just hearing my own videos. I can watch myself while making a video. I can't review it. Therefore, if I get carried away and I forget because of the drugs, they're covertly drugging with me, I can't then go back and say, you know what, that video is kind of threatening, so let me take it down. And no psych med is going to change that. It's just going to make it worse. No therapy is going to change that. It's just going to make it worse. The system does not have a solution to its satanic methodology when it comes to eugenics being used and scientific racism to screen people out. It does not have a solution for that. It does not have a solution for its immorality, its sexual immorality, its pedophilia, its pederastry, its rape. It's using drugs to rape. Those hypocrites, Minnie Mouse, Mickey Mouse, both referring to using drugs to rape. Min is the patron deity of Kemet, E as sexual immorality in the gender-neutral spirit. You know, Hanuman, okay? Look it up in how it relates to Hinduism, Jainism, okay? The new man is a boy that is trying to eat the sun in the Apepian tradition. That's why you have these baby-faced Lil Wayne guys, these gay, baby-faced, little baby-eyed, gay-eyed, little boy men, right? Who look at things in terms of finance. Money doesn't make the man. The pure masculine spirit of God and being in the divine order makes the man. You first have to man up and be in the divine order to be a man. And once that divine order is gone, you are all kids. The new man is a kid from then on out. Whether he's a big fat kid, whether he's a huge kid that's way too big for his spiritual age, the new man will be a kid in the absence of the divine order. This is how it ends. You know, you kind of look at these guys, right? All these guys in their own way have childish traits. This guy's like a big fat baby kind of gay-faced kid, with all due respect to the homosexual community. This guy's like a weird, Lee Harvey Oswald guy. Come on, guys. Come on. Look at these guys. Imagine these guys with a lollipop in their mouth, and you'll see what I'm saying. This guy's kind of like a geeky little kid who never grew up, okay? This guy's like a weird, drugged up, psychosis or whatever you want to call it. I don't like mental health terms, kind of kid, okay? And they were led astray using their emotions, right? The E, evil, and so on, to get them to kill people. They're on some baby bitch shit. And if you look in society, you can see variations of that. That's part of why they drug me and chemically castrate me. This is not something I've made up. I have 15 witnesses to the persecution against me. I have 2 witnesses to the fuming, and I believe 1 or 2 other witnesses to the covert drugging of the food. And you can look up the Green Book. There's a Green Book for African Americans. And I'm not playing the race card. This is just something that happens to people who people don't like. Whether they're black, Jewish, whether you're white in the wrong place, whatever. People spit and poison your food. There's actually a Green Book you can look up on the internet, and it dates back like 100, 200 years or something, that's where black people can go to get food where people aren't likely to spit on their food or poison them, where they'll give you a room and not pretend that there's not vacancies, okay? There's actually a Green Book for that. Green being the fertility, food, to live in this world. A Green Book. It's like a green card, right? They're trying to control fertility. That's why the fertility rates are dropping. Eugenics, okay? Depopulation, biodemography, biology and demography, demographics. I think it's a coincidence that they're letting a bunch of Asians in and reproduce, and whites and Jews, okay? Certain people who fit certain criteria, and the undesirables within those groups are being screened out with the disenfranchised people from other ethnic and racial groups as well. I don't see what anyone could get confused about. Why do you think I have this spear? Is it because I'm fucking crazy? Because I have to express to you that my actual belief system is manhood. They are trying to make me look like a sick little baby, like some lean-lipped, kind of lipstick-looking, clown-faced rapper or something, from Chicago or where have you. I am a man. I am a warrior, an African, pure Sun Temple, masculine spirit warrior. I don't agree with what they're doing, and I have tons and tons of wordplay that proves my point. Damn, to be damned or dimmed, right? How that relates to the flow of water, the sea of people, Revelations. I mean, there's tons of pagan symbolism and old Egyptian, Phoenician, Canaanite, Babylonian, Roman, Greece, Turkey, and so on, symbolism, Russian, and so on. But what for? The idea is true. I've proved the symbolism and the wordplay 1,000,000 times over. Now you have to rise to the occasion and man up.